and her little sister was the same girl who got kidnapped.
What?
David and his homie start jumping my fucking friend because he was respectful to their mom.
What? Get this shit off my game. These niggas, that was my teammate, man.
The homie Andrew ends up just fucking smacking her in the face once with a hammer, and then he takes my skateboard back. For some fucking reason, Isaiah just pulls out a knife out of nowhere and tries to stab Andrew, bro.
You know how a lot of niggas savage stories come and they was bullied or they jumped off, like something happened to them that's turned them in that direction. No, bro was just born fucked up.
At this point, I realize I'm the one being fucking jumped.
Yo, what's up everybody, it's Blunt Guts back at it with another story time. Today we're going to be talking about the time when I backdoored my own homie.
What do you mean by that?
Now before we get into the actual story time, boys, let me give you guys some context. So if you've been watching my videos for a long time, or if you've just went across my channel, went through some videos, you guys would know that around middle school, early high school, I was always outside. I was skating, I was fucking doing delinquent shit. I was just being a complete degenerate, right boys? So basically in 7th grade, boys, I was like 13 years old. I was just chilling at the fucking park, and randomly all these fucking people just came up to me, and I just made friends with them, right boys? And those ended up being my friends for like years and years and years. Well, not years and years and years, but you guys know what I mean, right? One of those homies, he was like my fucking best friend at the time, right, boys? We were always kicking it. It would just be me and him. Almost every fucking day, we'd be skating, fucking going to different cities, doing shit, hanging out with other fools, getting into some mischief. I would always be with different groups, boys, but when I was with this guy, I would always be in the fucking delinquent group, boys. I would always be with the fucking... I had different groups. There was like mature people and fucking people who had actual knowledge and wisdom, and they were college students and shit. And then I had other groups who were just fucking street kids who just did the dumbest shit you could ever think of.
Hey. What the hell, bro?
That group of dumb people was the group where I would hang out with this homie the most. Like, we'd always be together kicking it with this group. Yeah, we were hella close when I was in middle school. But yeah, boys, I say all that to say that we were very close, right, boys? We were always doing shit. So flash forward, junior year of high school. Now, at this point in time, I haven't spoke to this guy. I probably seen him like once or twice over the span of like 2.5 years. Like, I don't talk to any of those fools anymore, right? At this point, we just completely grew apart. We go to different schools. It's fucking, he lives in a different city. Just regular shit. We just grew apart. Now, at this point, I'm like 17 years old. It's junior year. It's probably like the fucking beginning of the school year. I haven't spoken to this guy in years, right, boys? I haven't spoken to this guy in a long ass time. But he's friends with this one fool. Let's just call this fool Isaiah. And let's call the friend I used to be really close with, let's call him David. Yeah, boys, David was friends with this guy named Isaiah. Around this time, this Isaiah guy, I was never talking to David at this point, but I knew he was friends with Isaiah and that Isaiah was friends with David. Yeah, for some reason, Isaiah, he lives in a different city, but he started coming in our part of town. And at this time, boys, I was heavy into the fucking drugs, boys. Every single day was something related to drugs, boys. Either I would have to go like 2 hours away by San Bernardino to fucking pick up 100 perks, or I would go to my homie's crib, kick it over there, buy hella fucking perks. Sometimes I'd have to go all the way to Pomona, fucking...
You're coming from the mean streets of Pomona?
Yeah, Pomona, man, the north side of Pomona, hell yeah.
All of this on the bus, like a 2-hour bus ride just to fucking pick up an order of perks, boys, walking down the fucking street, and there's like prostitutes everywhere. That's the type of shit I was doing at this point in time, right? Every day was a mission to acquire drugs and to make money, boys. So with that information in mind, now we have this guy named Isaiah. Now, Isaiah was a very, very slimy kid, boys. He looks like Netspend, bro. I'm not even joking. He looks exactly like Netspend, just shorter. He has a fucking face tattoo. Basically, boys, he's a fucking junkie, boys. This guy has completely disregarded every single aspect of life that maintains your well-being, and he just focused only on drugs, boys. I'm talking about this guy literally has overdosed like 30 times, bro.
One time, I used to do perks if I did the perk and ended up doing more perks. Like, shit like that, bro. Like,
He's literally overdosed like 30 times. Constantly getting sent to fucking rehab centers and shit. I constantly hear fucking stories of him getting robbed and him robbing other fools, him stealing other fools' shit. So that gives you a type of idea of what kind of person this guy was, right? All right, back to junior year, back to where I'm 17 years old. On this particular day, it's like the beginning of my fucking junior year. On this particular day, boys, I'm withdrawing like shit, bro. I'm withdrawing so bad. I only have like 30 bucks. The plug isn't fucking responding. So I hit up Isaiah and I'm like, yo, bro, I know you got shit. Like, let me buy it from you. But I hit him up. He's like, all right, I'll be there in a bit. My plug's gonna pick me up. Now they pull up, right, boys? They pull up in this car. In the front seat is like a regular fucking plug. Just this Mexican fool. Tattoos everywhere. Fitted cap. Just a regular fool, you feel me? In the passenger seat was this torta. This random Mexican bitch who I've never seen in my entire life. And I see in the back one other guy. I think it was one of my old homies. I don't know who the fuck it was. And in the middle, I see David, bro, who I haven't seen in like 2 years. And then I see the guy who I'm supposed to be buying from, which is fucking Isaiah, and he's to the right of fucking David. So I'm like, holy shit, bro, that's David. What the fuck? I haven't seen this fool in forever. But I just got this weird ass vibe because when I walked up to the car, boys, the fucking torta bitch was laughing. David, I was like, yo, what's up, bro? How you been? This guy, bro, he was acting so weird, bro. He had like this weird smirk on his face. Everybody was just chuckling at random times when no one was talking to them. But in my head, I was just withdrawing so bad. I was like, all right, what the fuck? I'm gonna just get the fuck out of here, get my shit. Fucking, we're gonna be Gucci, right? I was absolutely incorrect, boys. I give the fool my money. I give Isaiah my money. Very bad mistake for giving my money first, boys. But I'm not gonna lie, I kind of thought I could trust this fool because I've bought from this fool many times.
You thought wrong.
Very, very, very fucking stupid, boys, because I give this fool my money. He gives me the bag of perks, and then they just drive off, bro. And when they drive off, I hear them laughing hard as fuck. And I'm like, alright, those fools are just weirdos, bro. So I'm walking away. I give them 30 bucks, boys, which is like fucking 6 perks. Tell me why I look at the bag, and there's only fucking 1 perk in it. No! I realized, like, alright, these fools are some fake ass fools. These fools are some bitches, bro. They just slimed me out for 30 bucks. And you guys might be able to see where this is going. So I'm mad as fuck, right, boys? I'm mad as shit, bro. I'm withdrawing. Not only am I withdrawing, but now I have no fucking money. And it's all my fault, bro. Like, I take full accountability for that shit. It was all my fault. But I was fucking mad, bro. So I tell my homie, I tell one of my closest homies. He's like one of the homies that I call when we gotta get into some shit, you feel me? So I call my homie, let's just call him Andrew. I call my homie and I tell him what went down. And he's like, yeah, bro, fuck those fools. They're some bitches. So a couple months goes by, boys. Nothing happens. We never do anything. We never are able to find Isaiah, and we're really only after Isaiah. We weren't even really after David. I don't know how this happens, bro, but the homie, you remember how I told you guys I called the homie, let's call him Andrew? I called Andrew and I'm like, yo, they did this shit to me, blah blah blah. I don't know how this situation came about, but Andrew ended up becoming friends with David, my close homie who I could tell anything to. He started being friends with David and David's homies. And they weren't really friends as much as they were drug buddies. That's really how it is in the streets, boys. That's really how it is when you're dealing with drugs. Nobody's really your friend. They're just fucking there to benefit off of you, right? That's how drug addicts are. That's how they operate. Most of them, at least. Basically, Andrew and David become friends. Andrew starts hanging out with David and his degenerate friends. At this point, David, who was, as you guys know, my old close homie, David has completely gone off the deep end, boys. He went from a regular skater kid to a fucking junkie, going all over LA, staying at fucking random people's houses, fucking going to punk shows. He has piercings all over his face. He hangs out with a bunch of fucking losers who are exactly like that. He's just completely spiraled down in life, right, boys? This particular day, boys, Andrew, David, and one of David's homies, they're just chilling at David's house, right? My homie Andrew, he's a very nice person. He's a very respectful person, very fucking good guy. And David and him and David's friend, they're walking out of David's house, and before they walk out, David tells Andrew, he's like, yo bro, don't be nice to my fucking mom, bro. Don't do that shit. She's a fucking bitch, bro. Don't be nice to her. And Andrew, being the very respectful, kind guy that he is, he's like, no bro, I'm not gonna do that shit. What the fuck? And when they're leaving David's house, Andrew is respecting his own fucking mom. Andrew is respecting David's mom. He's like, all right, ma'am, have a good day and all that shit, right? As soon as I walk out of David's house, David and his homie start jumping my fucking friend because he was respectful to their mom.
What? Man, get this shit off my game. These niggas, that was double teaming, mother.
And not being mean to her. They literally start fucking jumping him, and fucking my homie pulls out a knife because he didn't know what type of shit they were on, so he pulled out a knife and was like, what the fuck, bro? And that's when the fucking ball dropped, boys. That's when the fucking cookie started crumbling. That is the event that led to the story time that I'm gonna be telling today. So yeah, boys, they jumped him because he was being nice to their mom. He calls me about it. He's like, what the fuck? What the fuck? And now it's up, boys. Now it's like, if we see them, we're gonna fucking do some shit. You feel me? So
Nigga, that's wow. Info him. Writing this shit. Quick. No nothing. Surprise. He thinking this finna be a Tyler Perry. No, bro. I'm telling you, bro.
flash forward like another 2 months, maybe month, and Isaiah ends up getting out of rehab. Now remember, boys, Isaiah's friends with David and his homies, so he probably heard about this fucking shit. Andrew goes to hang out with Isaiah. Not really hang out, more like to do drugs and like sell some shit to him. When he hangs out with Isaiah, for some fucking reason, Isaiah just pulls out a knife out of nowhere and tries to stab Andrew, bro.
You know how a lot of niggas savage stories come? Like they was bullied or they jumped off, like something happened to them that's turned them in that direction. For no, bro was just born fucked up.
He just starts swinging a knife at Andrew for no fucking reason, and Andrew has to like restrain him, bruh. Afterwards, Isaiah's like, nah, bro, I was joking, but Andrew was like, nah, bro, you on some fucking weird shit. So after all those events, boys, after them fucking driving off with my bread, after fucking Isaiah just randomly swinging a knife at my homie Andrew, and after they fucking just jumped Andrew for no fucking reason, at this point we're like, alright, boys, like, we gotta fucking do some shit. Like, we can't just let this shit slide. So at this point, it's the middle of my junior year, right? I'm fucking angry at these people. Me and Andrew, we're so fucking mad at these people. Isaiah gets sent back to rehab, so he can't really do anything to him. But David and his homies, they're still out and about, you feel me? And they're still junkies and they need drugs. And who has the drugs, boys? Who has the fucking... Who's the only people who have perks in this part of town? That's us. So basically, me and Andrew devise a plan to fucking hit a lick on these fools. We devise a plan to basically fucking do these fools dirty. Basically, what we're gonna do is Andrew was gonna make a fake peace treaty with them, basically. Be like, yo, I know you guys need perks. We got perks. I'll forgive you for that shit that you did, but let me know if you guys want to buy perks. And then when they finally decide that they want to buy perks, me, him, and like 5 other people, we're just gonna fucking jump them and do them dirty in the worst way possible, right, boys? At this point, there's no more fair fights. There's no more fucking... all that shit is out the window, right, boys? At this point, anything goes. The plan was to fucking... when they ordered, we'd fucking meet up with them, jump them, take all their fucking shit, take their clothes, take their money, take all their fucking whatever they have on them and dip the fuck out, right? Now, it would take like a month or 2 for David to actually agree to the fake peace treaty and for him to actually pull up. But eventually, David's like, alright, I'm trying to buy some perks, bro. Let's meet up at this park and let's do it, right? Now, the thing about David and Isaiah is whenever you'd fucking see them, they were always deep, boys. They're always with like fucking 3 to 7 people, and all those people are just like weird white boys, weird fucking drug addicts, Lil Peep type fools. No offense to Lil Peep, but that's who they like look up to, right? That was their idol. So you guys can get a type of idea of what type of people they are and how they looked. So Andrew's like, alright, meet up at this park, fucking be there at this time, and we'll do the shit, right? I'll give you your purse, you'll give me the bread, and we'll fucking dip.
Stop the cap. Stop the cap right
So Andrew tells me the plan. I'm like, all right, bet. Now, originally, boys, we're gonna have 4 to 5 people with us to fucking do this plan, right, boys? Because David was actually with multiple people. As time went on, from when the plan was being made to the actual day the plan was gonna happen, none of those people could fucking make it, boys. So it ends up being only me, Andrew, and one other homie. And it's only the 3 of us who are gonna perform this mission. The 3 of us against, we don't even know how many people they're with at this point. This is like an hour before the fucking event takes place, the fucking situation. An hour before the situation takes place. We don't even know how many people they're with. We don't know what they have. It's just us 3 against the fucking unknown. So we get to the park. Now it's broad day, boys. It's fucking broad day. The other homie that was with me and Andrew, he was just like some older fool, some fucking, wasn't really close with him, but I spent a lot of time with him because we were like related through drugs, you feel me? And he's kind of fake too, I'm not gonna lie, boys, but you guys will see why.
What do you mean by that?
So yeah, basically we get to the park. It's fucking the middle of the day. It's like 2 p.m. The park is packed, like way more packed than it is regularly. Like I'm talking about, bro, school is just about to go out. There's multiple sports games. There's a soccer game happening. There's like 2 baseball games happening. The parking lot was no longer a parking lot. It turned into a fucking farmer's market. People set up canopies and tents. There was a minimum of 1,000 people at this park, boys. So at this point, I'm starting to get a little nervous, bro, because I'm like, bro, how the fuck are we gonna do this shit in front of everybody? And on top of that, we don't know who these fools are with and how many people they're with. So at this point, I'm starting to get a little nervous, bro. But I'm not letting it get to me because I know that I'm on the front lines, basically. Like, it's not like we're going to be jumping a fool and I'm going to be standing behind my homies watching them jump the guy and I'm just going to get my sneaky fucking punches in. No, boys. I'm basically on the front lines. I'm going to have to be the main person doing damage right now because it's literally only 3 of us. So we get to the meetup spot and we call David and he's like, all right, bet, I'm almost there. I'm about to fucking be there, right? Eventually David pulls up and he's with 4 people.
Man, get this shit off my game. These niggas, that was double teaming, my.
2 girls and 2 guys. One of the dudes was the same guy that fucking jumped Andrew. And the other guy, he was like friends with them, but he wasn't really, he was more of like a nerd, basically. He wasn't really a nerd, but he was more like a square. That's what I mean, you feel me? And he didn't really get into all the perks and all that shit. One of the girls, she was just a complete whore. I've heard about her from Isaiah. She had a boyfriend and she was just fucking topping random dudes, letting them rob her boyfriend. She was just a slimy ass bitch, you feel me? Emo bitch too. One of the other girls I also knew, but not personally, but I knew that her little sister, like I knew her little sister because I always see her at the skate park fucking, and her little sister was the same girl who got kidnapped.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
If you guys haven't heard me talk about that, but yeah, her little sister was the same girl who got kidnapped and I just knew of her, right? I was also supposed to break into this girl's house and take all her shit a couple months before this day with Isaiah, but he ended up going to rehab, so I couldn't do it. So that's some context on who these people are. I meet up with David, and David sees me for like the first time since that fucking day when they drove off on me, and he's like, oh shit. And you know, I'm fake being friendly, boys. Actually, I wasn't even fake being friendly. I was actually friendly. Like, I was actually starting to chop it up with David and fucking make good conversation with this fool. But in the back of my head, I also knew this fool was on bullshit, so I didn't really care what was gonna happen to him. The vibes are very off. The girls see me and I just completely ignore them, bro. I don't even look at them or anything. I'm just saying what's up to the fucking fools, right? I'm just trying to see if they have anything on them, what they have. I'm trying to see which one's the weakest, which one's the strongest. And immediately I can tell that the girls knew something was off. I can tell everybody was on edge, but the girls knew that something was off. Let's call the other homie I was with Calvin. So me, Andrew, and Calvin, we're like, all right, guys, come to this fucking little spot and we're gonna do this shit. We're gonna sell you guys your perks.
Stop the cap. Stop the cap right now.
These fools were so broke. I know that's kind of hypocritical, boys, because we didn't have no money and we were fucking robbing these fools, but they were broke, boys. They came all the way here from another city to buy 2 perks to share amongst fucking 5 people. Now keep in mind, boys, it's 3 of us, including me, against 5 of them. It was 2 girls and 3 guys, so we were like, alright, it's just gonna be a 3v3 then. We're just gonna have to fucking beat all these fools' asses. There's not really gonna be any jumping involved. At this point, boys, the vibes are off, bro. We're right by the basketball courts and we're behind the playground. So we're tucked off in this little space, but not really, because we're still around like hundreds of people. We're just more to the back of the park, right? David and his friends, they're sitting on the bench and the girls are just standing there talking. And I asked the girl for a fucking geek bar. I'm just smacking it and I'm like I'm just waiting for fucking Andrew to give the cue to just start beating these fools' asses.
Hey, yo, what the fuck?
I didn't even get to finish the fucking hit of the geek bar before David's homie was like, alright bro, give it back. I could tell he knew some shit was about to happen. Like he could tell that we were on some slimy shit. I give him back the geek bar. I'm making fake conversation, like asking how much you would sell it for. I'm just waiting for Andrew to give his cue, boys. At this point, it's starting to get awkward because we're about to slime these fools out and we're just having friendly ass conversation with them, and I'm just waiting for Andrew to give the cue. So at this point, I'm standing right next to the square homie, who I'm not gonna lie, if he wasn't friends with David, bro, he would be a chill ass fool, bro. Like, this fool was a chill ass fool. He just hung out with some gay ass people, you feel me? No offense to the gays, happy Pride Month. But yeah, I'm standing next to the square fool. I'm waiting for Andrew to give his cue. Andrew ends up getting David's Cash App, and he's like, yo, before I give you the perks, you gotta Cash App me the bread. So he Cash Apps him some money and gives him some cash, and then Andrew's like, all right, let me get the perks. I'm watching Andrew go in his bag, boys. He opens his bag to fake get the perks, and bro, this fool fucking has fast twitch like a motherfucker, bro. Out of nowhere, this fool just super swiftly reaches in his bag, pulls out a fucking hammer. Boys, him and Calvin are behind David and them. I'm actually in front of them. So he pulls out the hammer and just fucking smashes David over the head with it. Right over the back of his head. He just whips it out and just cracks him over the fucking head with it. Before I even see the hammer touch the top of David's head, I just fire on the square fool.
Wow, it's on him. You gotta off the rip do it. As soon as he do anything but get to taking that, wow, it's on him. Right in this shit. Quick, no nothing. Surprise. He thinking this gonna be a Tyler Perry move. No, bro. I'm telling you, folks.
Like, we really did not show these fools any mercy, boys. I do kind of feel bad, but I'm just telling you guys what went down, right? I'm not condoning anything. I'm just telling you guys the situation. I fire on the square fool. I punch him as hard as I can in the fucking jaw with my right hand. And then I punch him like fucking, I don't know how many times. Probably like 3 more times. I just punch him as hard as possible in the face. And I'm yelling at him to empty his fucking pockets. I'm like, empty your pockets, bitch. Empty your pockets. After like the second punch, I hear him say, what the fuck, what the fuck? And then he tries to jump up and run away. While he's running away, he's like falling down. And while he's about to fall down, I just keep punching him and punching him and punching him. And this fool's like dead ass dazed. Like, he's like dazed and shit. But then out of nowhere, this fool just fucking sprung up and just started fucking punching the shit out of me, bro. So at this point, I grab him by his collar and he grabs me by the collar too. And we're both grabbing each other by our collars and just smashing our right hands as hard as possible into each other's faces, bro. I don't even think I used my left hand in this fight, bro. We just had I had my left hand. Both of our left hands are on each other's collars.
What do you mean by that?
And we were just full force socking each other in the face. I probably socked him like fucking 15 times, bro. We were going at it, right, boys? Now, I'm not gonna lie, bro. This shit did not hurt at all. Like, it was like a video game, bro. I was just watching his fist go into my face hard as fuck multiple times. But I wasn't feeling anything, boys. Like, I was literally, like, my thoughts weren't racing or anything. I was literally just watching this happen, and I'm like, is he punching me in the face right now, bro? Because I can't feel shit. Simultaneously, I'm like, I wonder what the fuck's going down with Andrew and fucking Calvin. Like, are they good right now? Then I start to feel a lot of pressure on my head, boys. And then I start to feel multiple hands on the back of my head fucking punching the back of my head, bro. At this point, I realize I'm the one being fucking jumped.
Man, get this shit off my game. These niggas, that was double teaming, my.
And once I realize this, my body starts to go a little bit weak. And I start feeling them punching me in the side of my face, the back of my head. At this point, my vision's like, I literally looks like a light is going on and off, boys. It literally looks like my fucking lights are about to go out. Everything's starting to get dim. I fall down on the ground only for like 0.5 seconds, boys. I fall down on my knees and they're punching me while I'm down and shit. And while I'm on my knees and I'm holding on to David's legs while he's punching me, I hear the sound of someone picking up a skateboard. And I'm like, oh shit, are they gonna fucking hit me in the head with the skateboard while I'm down?
Hey, yo, what the fuck?
So as soon as I realize this, I jump up. Right when I jump up, the homie Andrew comes in to save the day. And bro, he looked like, bro, this shit looked like a fucking Avengers Endgame scene, bro. I just see this fool running full speed at them while they're jumping me, just swinging the hammer at them. And he just fucking smacked them in the head with the hammer, hit the fucking fools in the face. At this point, I didn't even really get a chance to fight back after they were jumping me because they started running away when Andrew started hitting them with the hammer, right? I honestly don't know why they didn't just start beating the fuck up out of Andrew as soon as he hit him with the hammer. Andrew told me this actually. He told me that as soon as he hit him with the hammer, they just started running to me to jump me. All three of them, bro. I remember how I told you guys that I heard a skateboard and I felt like somebody was gonna hit me with the skateboard. And turns out that the slimy ass emo bitch took my skateboard and was running at me to hit me with it.
What?
But what the hell?
Like she was gonna hit me with the skateboard while I was down. The homie Andrew ends up just fucking smacking her in the face once with a hammer, and then he takes my skateboard back and she's like, she's out of the fight. Just one hit and she's out of the fight. She was like crying and shit. At this point, everybody, David and his group, they start running away. Me and Andrew were the only ones in the fight, bro. It was a 2v4, bro. Me and Andrew against 3 dudes and 1 girl, bro. Because it turns out the homie Calvin was supposed to fucking pepper spray them. He didn't even pepper spray them, bro. He didn't do shit, bro. He just stood there and watched.
Man, you a bitch. You a bitch.
He was on some sneako shit, bro. He just stood there and watched. There was another bitch that was with them, but she was just standing with him. And they were like just watching like some fucking referees. Andrew was even telling me that Calvin told him that one of the bitches was like, please don't hurt me, please don't hurt me. And then Calvin was like, nah, I'm not gonna do anything. Which rightfully so, boys. She was not a threat, but the other girl was. But yeah, boys, it ended up being the complete opposite of what we thought it was gonna be. It was a fucking 2v4 when we thought it was gonna be a 4v2. We thought it was gonna be fucking us doing the jumping. But they were so weak, boys. The only strong one was the fucking fool that I was fighting. But David and his homie, they were unbelievably weak, bro. They're just skinny fucking tweakers who don't do shit all day, right? So they were hella weak. If I would have swung on David or his other homie first before the square fool would have for sure fucking knocked me out, bro. Because this fool, like, he still had fucking energy in him. He still had a soul, basically. So he had some strength. Yeah, boys, we did that shit broad day in front of everybody, in front of the whole baseball game, in front of all the basketball people at the courts, in front of the fucking kids in the playground, in front of the fucking high schoolers sitting 20 feet away from us. And yeah, they ended up running away, but now we're like, alright, we gotta get the fuck out of here. We just blew up the spot like crazy. I go to the bathroom to wash up. Calvin didn't have a phone. He left his phone at home because he was scared like someone was gonna die, right? Me and Andrew, we meet up on the train tracks, and our plan was to just walk down the train tracks all the way to the next city, just so we're out of the way of the cops and just fucking, like, we're just good, right? We don't have any chance of the cops seeing us. I end up leaving Calvin because I ended up leaving him without telling him because I was like, what the fuck, bro? You didn't do shit. Andrew ended up telling me like, yo, this fool's an illegal immigrant, so that's why he was scared to fucking do shit. I'm like, bro, why the fuck did you even come if you weren't gonna do shit, you fucking idiot? But either way, boys, it wasn't even really about the money We only got 12 bucks, 6 bucks each person. It was more about getting our payback, boys. It was more about getting fucking revenge and fucking doing these fools dirty. Which I'm not gonna lie, we did, bro. Even though it was a 2v4, bro, we did them way worse than they did us.
Stop the cap.
My lip was swollen. I had like a cut on my face. But yeah, the fool that I fired on first, he had to get stitches in his face. I know this because I saw it online, and the other fools, they were fucking probably injured because they looked like they're in bad condition. I know the girl was definitely in bad condition, bro. She took one hit to the face and she was out of the game, bro. She got sent to the lobby. The rest of the day, we ended up just walking down the train tracks. I walked down the train tracks to the train station with my homie. He took the train all the way home and I just skated home. And that's basically the story of how I backdoored my homie, boys. Let me know down below in the comments if that was a backdoor, or if that was justice, or if that was just stupid. Let me know what you guys think about that situation in the comments below. Make sure to like and subscribe. It helps me a lot. Yeah, boys, please like and subscribe. Show some love. Share with your friends. Share with your family. Stay hydrated. God bless y'all and peace. Be safe.